What's up, everybody? You think you got what it takes to be in a band in 2023? Well, I don't know that you do. Once you see this, it might give you a different outlook on things. You know, singers, we never load vans. I don't know that you have to have talent anymore. You have to have dad that has a lot of money. You have to have the ability to put on your mascara the right way. An eyeshadow, so there's that. You have to have the ability to pay for TikTok views. You have to have the ability to pay for buy-on time slots for tours. You have to have the ability to be noticed when you don't even have enough songs out to make an album. I guess at the end of the day, it's how much makeup you can wear, how much money your dad has, and about 10% talent. I feel like Kill Imposters more talent than anything else. Maybe that's why the gatekeepers and clique bosses don't say our name very loud. They will, because I'm gonna make them do it. I don't really find playing in a new venue scary at all. I think at this point in our career, like, we wouldn't be playing at a venue that's too subpar. There's this place in Atlanta that a lot of famous bands have played that didn't even have a soundboard. And the stage was like pallets, like, that had molded into the ground, and their soundboard couldn't even take our equipment, which was kind of weird. That was only last year, so maybe I just fucked up and didn't say it the right way. I guess sound would be my biggest obstacle. Getting paid is a very close second, at least gas money or something. Like, the offer. Sometimes I won't even take money if it's a great show, because it was just a really good time and we had exposure and whatever else. We had a couple shows last year where someone came to me before we even played and was like, I don't know what ticket sales are, but here's what you were promised. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, because we didn't deliver what we promised, because we didn't have a bass player that came on tour with us and we didn't have a drummer. We literally played drums with backing track. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have punched the drummer in the face at his last show. I'd like to think that I had no other option. Alright, so there's a band that's opening for us that is apparently pretty pissed, so what I'm about to say, I don't really give a fuck. A band that doesn't have much talent, who needed props, things to break on stage, decided it would be a good idea after they smashed vacuum cleaners. Like, I don't know which, that's a weird hill to stand on. But after they smashed vacuum cleaners, decided to bring a flat screen TV. And do like backyard wrestling with it. So instead of being responsible and just doing it on, which isn't responsible, so instead of going and doing it on stage, they decided to smash it out into the crowd. Clearly is the dumbest thing you could have done. One drunken idiot decided to pick up the glass, like the screen part of the glass, and swing it around and really hurt somebody. Like, cut this dude's arm. I would say a liter of blood on the ground. Safe to say, liter of blood.
Yeah, easily.
Ambulances came, fire trucks came, everyone came, took the guy away, and rightfully so. The owner of the venue was furious. Where she just shut the show down, I would have beat the brakes off some people for sure. I ain't mad at her. I'm not super mad at the promoter, other than the promoter was like filming it. I don't know if he was filming it. He took some pictures. It definitely got out of hand fast. So now, thankfully or not thankfully, he has another venue. Yeah, roughly an hour and a half before we're supposed to play, we are changing venues. This show was only designed for us to, like, you know, get the cobwebs out, because we're about to go on tour, and it was, you know, let's just do a show, a quick show, whatever. Now we're going to another venue because we didn't even unpack the truck. So it's not like we're losing any time. And we're only 5 minutes away. So it's a 9-minute drive to the next venue. I didn't think much of the last venue, so you could really only go up from here.
Go.
I just wanna kill something tonight.
Let me see what the fuck you got! Front! take them with you!
And as I told you before, if you think you have what it takes to be in a band, you probably don't. Between the financial obligation to the taking off work, to the missing your family, people suck, man. So you want fans, you gotta cater to your fans, even whether you agree with them or not. The financial obligation, which I already spoke about, is endless. Like, you don't think about the gas or the insurance or the gear. Like, you know, you have a guitar, you have a guitar amp, you get a little bit of talent and you think you're worth something. The world will have a way of telling you you're not worth something. So talent used to buy you the dream. Talent isn't the dream anymore. Talent is a very little part, which I spoke about earlier. Yeah, so last night we had a bunch of drunk idiots and somebody got really hurt, and the band that played didn't have any, you know, he said sorry a bunch of times, but that person's gonna have a scar for the rest of their life, and there's 50 people in a show. Like, is that worth it? I don't think it's worth it. Even though our music caters to the more violent side of things, argument will always be that mosh pits are the violent and everyone goes there to die. But when weapons or TVs or vacuum cleaners or whatever got thrown in the mix, you know, somebody got really hurt. And that venue, rightfully so, because if it happened in my venue, I would have shut it down. They shut it down. That being said, we had a lot of people, and I am so grateful for all of you that drove not 3 minutes, but 3 hours. Like, there's a bunch of people who came to see us. Luckily, the promoter had the wherewithal to find another venue. So, went to another venue, we moved some pool tables. I turned into a sound guy, because it's kind of what I do on my 12th job that I have. Moved some tables and played a show, and everyone really loved it. And whether it was 300, 3,000, or 30, we gave it our all, and that was it. So I left happy, but then the business side comes into play, you know. So I don't know. I don't know that a lot of people have what it takes. But I will say this, and I've said it since day one, if you're a hobbyist, if you don't take this shit seriously, there's a million musicians and people in the world that do. From managers to promoters to photographers to... If they're taking it seriously and you know that you do not take it seriously, please be understanding and please get out of their way, because people are trying to live their dreams. And right now, with it not being just talent based and it's more financially based or image based, who you know and who you kiss ass to and who else, man, stay out of the way, because there's people really trying to make this their dream. I know since I was very small, I knew that musicians were cool and oh my god, they make money doing it. I'm not talking about the rich ones, I'm not talking about the multi-million dollars. That would be cool, but I have other means to make income, but I want music to be the number one. I don't know that you have what it takes. I don't know that you'll ever have what it takes. And I know your girlfriend and your wife and your best friend tell you how great your band are. It probably isn't, because you need the secret combination of everything. You need the financial, which seems to be, holy hell, the unending financial responsibilities, and you're always going to have that one person in the band that doesn't pay for anything, and one person in the band that doesn't carry anything, and you're always going to have it. You're always also going to have the person that's overly driven, that wants to pay for everything, that wants to get it done right. The combination is insane. You have to be able to take off work. You have to be able to spend money. You have to have all of these things in place even to get recognized. And then you go to those weird people who are the gatekeepers and the click havers of the world. I live in Orlando, Florida. There is more gatekeepers and cliques than you could ever dream of. And because one band said that I look a certain way, well, then 25 other people won't like me because of it. It's cliques, it's gatekeepers, and my band, we just try to do something different for you. Try to give you the same emotion that other people give you, but try to be different and set ourselves apart, which is probably why we get signed to a record deal. And all you jealous people that are mad that we got signed to a record deal, I've been signed to other record deals before. This wasn't a fluke. I did this. This is how it works. I told you some of the secret sauce. I'm not going to tell you all of it. I'm not going to give you any special names. I'm not going to do anything for you because you got to work for it. And people who don't work for it don't fucking deserve it. So you can put on your makeup, you can put on your fucking mascara, you can wear your silly outfits and do all the silly shit that you want to do. Make your music better, make your connections better, make those people better. Also, on the flip side of that, I have some really good friends that wear makeup. I have some really good friends that are putting makeup on to entertain you because that's their job. Just like all these big name bands who have passed the gatekeepers of the world. Don't move on stage. Like, you literally wait hours in line to see these people and sit in herds of human beings to watch a band not move, to watch a band just bop their head, to watch one of these bands make funny noises with their face, and you praise them for it. Meanwhile, you have bands that give absolutely all. Theatrics, talent, everything. You're there to be entertained, and musicians, you are not better than anyone else. Your job that you want is to entertain people, so you should do that. Go get it. Have the drive. Have the determination. Figure out your own path. Together we can do it, but I'm not going to fuck with you if you don't have the drive to do it with me.